Horoscope for Libra, Saturday, 3 January 2026. Welcome to Cosmological. Today, Libra, the universe challenges you to find your center. It is a day of cosmic tension, where the light of the sun, in conjunction with Venus and Mars, crosses the sky as an intense flame that seeks to purify. But at the same time, the moon, in opposition to Venus and Mars, reminds you that something within you yearns for a balance that you have not yet reached. The energy feels like a tense rope, both creative and challenging, which asks you to face what you have so far postponed. Behind this tension, there is a promise. Jupiter, in trine with Saturn, offers you the opportunity to build something solid, while Uranus and Neptune, in harmonic aspects, urge you to free yourself from old beliefs that no longer serve. Today, the cosmos doesn't ask for perfection. He asks for authenticity. He asks you to walk between the strength of the sun and the fluidity of the moon, without fear of moving the foundations of what you thought was stable. You're ready to find out what you need to align in your life. Today, your professional horizon shines with a mix of challenges and opportunities. The moon in House 10, along with Jupiter, which aligns with ambition and growth, suggests that your efforts may be unexpectedly recognized. You can give this situation. You are at a working meeting, presenting an idea that you have been polishing for weeks. Suddenly, a boss or colleague makes an observation that not only enriches your proposal, but transforms the way everyone sees the project. This is your moment. However, there is a shadow. Saturn in House 6, in square with Mercury, reminds you that perfection is not your enemy, but procrastination. You might feel that a routine task, such as an urgent report or team coordination, is reluctant to be completed, not because of lack of skill, but because of the need to reorder priorities. The lesson here is clear. Today, not everything revolves around the big. Sometimes the great victory is born of patience with detail. An email that you review 3 times before you send it, or a tiny adjustment to a budget, could be the trigger for a client or boss to mark you as someone reliable. And if you're looking for work, Jupiter in House 10 favors professional contacts. You knew that 80% of job opportunities come through personal networks. Today is a good day to strengthen those ties, but without pressuring you. A simple conversation about your goals could sow something meaningful. In the financial field, Neptune in House 6 reminds you that sometimes hidden expenses, a subscription plan you forgot, a duplicate service, may appear as a surprise. This does not mean disaster, but an invitation to review your habits. When you get home, you could find a text message from the bank that warns you of an unexpected charge, which asks you to reflect on how you manage your resources. But don't rush. With Saturn and Jupiter lined up, there is a potential to stabilize your situation. If you have a shared project, such as a partner investment or collaborative venture, this transit suggests that now is the time to sign clear agreements. Saturn asks you for structure, while Jupiter promises you expansion. Your well-being today feels like a balance between the energy that drives you and the need to contain it. The moon in the 10th house, work, and Saturn in the 6th house, Truton, ask you to prioritize rest not as a luxury, but as a strategic tool. Imagine, after a grueling morning, sitting on a couch with a cup of tea and suddenly feeling a physical relief that you hadn't felt in days. This could happen if you pause real, without feeling guilty about losing time. In terms of health, Mercury in square with Saturn could manifest as tension in the neck or shoulders, especially if you are in front of the computer. The solution: pause every hour, even if it's just for stretching or walking for 2 minutes. Also, Neptune at home 6 suggests that today is a good day to stop idealizing fast diets or magical methods. Instead, cook something simple with ingredients you already have in the house. Preparing a soup with vegetables and brown rice not only nourishes your body, but also brings a feeling of calm. Today's trick is, don't fight energy. If you feel like you want to go to intense training, do it, but if your body asks for rest, listen to it. The key is to honor what you feel, not to fulfill what you think you should do. Today, Libra, your emotional life is a field of contrasts. The Sun in House 4, home, asks you to connect with the roots, while Venus and Mars, also in this house, remind you that in your nearest environment a discussion could arise that looks small, but carries a deep emotion. A conversation about how household chores are distributed could lead to accumulated discontent. It is not a conflict for control, but for the need to feel that your voice is heard. Pluto in the House 5, romance and personal growth, suggests that in relationships, especially in love, today requires emotional cleansing. If you have a partner, you might feel that something you thought resolved comes back. It is not a repetition, but a transformation. If your partner does not share your artistic interests, today you might discover that this difference is not an obstacle, but an opportunity to learn from each other. In friendships, the Moon in opposition to Venus indicates that you might feel a subtle distance from someone you once thought was close to. Don't be alarmed. This is not a rejection, but a sign that perhaps that person goes through a moment where you need to give him space. And if you're single, Venus in House 4 suggests that today an interest could arise in someone who represents a change of perspective. Perhaps in a casual conversation, or in a family event where someone with fresh ideas catches your attention. The key is not to idealize. Listen more than you speak, and let connections flow without forcing them. Today, your mind is an idea lab. With Uranus in House 8, shared transformation, and Neptune in sextile with Pluto, there is the possibility of having a revelation that challenges your assumptions. When you review an old conversation on WhatsApp, you might find a message that makes you rethink a professional decision. It's not about obsessions, it's about a call to release what no longer serves. Jupiter in trigon with Saturn also favors long studies or projects. If you have been postponing a course or book, today is a good day to take a step forward. By opening a PDF of a conference you found on the internet, you might find the key you needed for a project you're working on. And if you prefer a more practical approach, a talk with a mentor or friend that offers you a different perspective could be a catalyst. Uranus energy in House 8 invites you to face the unknown. Perhaps a trip that you thought was impossible will materialize, or a conversation about shared finances, such as a loan or an investment, will give you new tools. Today, don't be afraid of what you don't understand. Sometimes uncertainty is just the preamble to something grandiose. Given today's tense climate, let's choose an alchemy ritual. Write on a paper what irritates you and dissolve it in water with salt. Imagine you're in your kitchen with a glass of fresh water. You take a roll, write a word or phrase that represents what bothers you, such as resistance, confusion, or denial. Add a pinch of salt, visualize how the water absorbs the energy of that frustration, and then pour the water through the sink. This gesture is not magic. It is a reminder that you can transform tension into something useful. Today, your amulet color is the royal purple, symbol of Jupiter and expansion. He wears a t-shirt, a handkerchief, or even a lavender infusion to attract that energy of wisdom and prosperity. Have a nice day, dear Libra. Subscribe to Cosmological Lab so you don't miss the next video. Give it a like if it resonated with you, and let us know in the comments what you thought. See you in the next video.